He told us that his colleague was going to introduce us to a potential investor who may be interested in partnering with us in the construction of a second pier at Port Zante. That meeting was convened in our booth at Seatrade on March 12th. Subsequent to that meeting, we received an email dated March 13th, the very next day, from the Vice President of Development, Mr. David Vingiano, that read as follows. It was a pleasure meeting you and your team yesterday at Seatrade. As I mentioned, our company is interested in partnering with St. Kitts to develop a new cruise pier and as well as the related upland infrastructure. We have both the construction capabilities and equity capital to aid in this development. End of quote. This prompt response and expression of keen interest have resulted in the signing of this MOU to formalize collaboration that began just over 2 months ago, and it's proceeding very quickly and smoothly thus far. The signing of this MOU is indeed a timely response to the challenges that Casper is facing with respect to berthing facilities. The unprecedented growth in the cruise tourism subsector that St. Kitts has experienced over the past 6 years has placed tremendous pressure on our berthing infrastructure, particularly on those days when more than 3 large vessels request berthing. Moreover, as St. Kitts continues to grow in status as a must-visit Caribbean destination, the need for additional berthing is paramount for us to be able to meet the projected growth in demand for berthing and sustain the cruise industry. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that this strategic partnership that is being developed between Casper and J. Cashman Incorporated is an ideal one that will benefit our island tremendously. J. Cashman Incorporated is a US-based company out of Massachusetts. It has been in existence for over 40 years and presently has a staff of over 1,500. The company has a comprehensive portfolio of subsidiaries that are engaged in a wide variety of activities ranging from construction of piers and bridges, tunnels, dredging, wind power, water storage and treatment, and industrial power generation. This combination of capabilities and resources allows the company to act as a single source provider on complex marine and heavy civil projects that would otherwise require multiple subcontractors. Along with the company's vast expertise and resources in civil engineering, what it also brings to the partnership is its present relationships with some of the major cruise lines that visit our shores and its interest in and understanding of the cruise industry. Casper, a state corporation, and a United States-based company, J. Cashman, are signing this MOU today to set forth certain non-binding understandings and binding agreements with respect to the construction and development of a second cruise pier at Port Zante in the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis under a 30-year concession agreement. The project will be carried out in a public-private sector joint venture arrangement between the two parties to construct a second pier at Port Zante designed to berth 2 Oasis-class vessels side by side. This project will be fully funded by the investor. Construction is expected to start in September 2013 and to be completed by November 2014. Casper will continue to operate the cruise facility. However, both parties will work collaboratively to jointly market the destination to cruise lines. The signing of the MOU will highlight a new wave of investment activity by Casper to improve and expand its operations at its 2 ports and at the Robert Llewellyn Bratcher International Airport. The other projects that are being undertaken by SCASPA include the construction of a breasting dolphin at the cargo port, which will facilitate the berthing of larger cruise vessels. This is to be completed by October of this year. The construction of a 1 megawatt solar energy farm at the RLB International Airport, which is scheduled to be completed by the end of August 2013. The replacement of the 25-year-old runway lighting cables at the airport. This project is expected to be completed by the end of August this year. And the designing of a new master plan for the airport, which will include the reconfiguration of the interior of the terminal to improve its functionality and carrying capacity. The private jet terminal, construction of which began just over a year ago, is nearing completion and should be operating within the next 3 or 4 months, although no actual opening date has been set. Ladies and gentlemen, I am fully confident that this strategic partnership that is now developing between SCASPA and J. Cashman & Co. and the other ongoing projects to enhance SCASPA's facilities and operations will help in a significant way to take the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis to the forefront of international travel and trade and provide opportunities for sustainability of the tourism industry. Thank you.
Jonathan has really been the one, along with Errol Douglas of the UDC and their colleagues at the boards of directors of those two organizations, that I was given the joy of leading 3 years ago. But it's also the challenge of leading 3 years ago. But it has been a joy as well, and certainly a responsibility. And those two organizations are partnering, so to speak, on our end, on behalf of the government, along with the Cashman Incorporated group. I urge the media here to Google Cashman and to learn as much as you can about that company. It's quite an amazing company, and I had the opportunity to quiz Jay last night about the origins of that company, and that is even more amazing, how he started that company literally as a teenager. But to get back to the point, having made it clear that it's really the responsibilities of the boards of directors of these two organizations and the CEOs, and Jonathan in particular, because SCASPA is the one who will be owning this partnership rights on behalf of the government.
We have established relationships with cruise lines, and we really look forward to developing the project and being in a long-term relationship with St. Kitts. We look at a lot of different projects and a lot of different islands, and I think what has really impressed me about St. Kitts is, number one, its growth that's happened over the last 5 or 6 years, which is not an accident, by the way. It's due to the hard work of both the public and the private sector. Many different initiatives that makes cruise lines really want to come to this island and send people here and make money on this island and contribute to the economy of St. Kitts. And when I had the opportunity to meet Jonathan and Errol at Sea Trade, I was extremely impressed by their knowledge of the industry. I continue to be extremely impressed by Minister Skerritt's knowledge of the industry and all that he's been able to accomplish over the last 5 or 6 years since Port Zente has really grown into what it is today. So I'll keep my remarks brief, but we're really excited, and we look forward to working with all of you and the government over the next 2 or 3 months to make this a reality.